You see, the farming is when there's a lot on the market, when there's a lot of whatever you're producing, and it's vegetables I mostly do. So when there's a lot, then you have difficulty. You don't get the best price, and you know it's hard for you to sell your stuff. Money, I don't make any.
We are small farmers in the Caribbean, and the ACP countries, they need to take in consideration that we really survive on agriculture, and they need to really give respect to our economies, because our economies is very fragile. And if they mess around our economies, that can bring us back into slavery, where we won't be able to sustain ourselves and our families, and it will be more crime and more war.
If you looking at it on a year-by-year basis, I think slowly we have been cutting down on the import. But to give you actual figures when it comes to the percentage we buy overseas, it's a difficult thing to tell you now. Off my head, it's a difficult thing to see. But what I can say is that our goal is to buy what we can locally and then subsidize with whatever we cannot get locally that we know our customers need.
So all in all, we saw an increase in the volume of produce that once upon a time we would normally have high consumption of imported produce. So basically that was the whole idea, to try to merge or to create the marriage between the agricultural sector and the tourism sector. And for Sandals specifically, it was the initiative of working with the farming community.
Well, definitely the life is better now, because you find that more money comes into a farmer's pocket, even with the association, because we deal in the association collecting a cess from what we produce from, and we find everything is growing.
But a lot more have to be done. And if the farmers' organization fail, and if we don't take matters into our hand and lobby and pressure, we're not going to get anywhere. Even though we may be small island, if we put forward a regional agriculture plan, that's why we're trying to do by bringing the farmers together, we could come up with action plans that can benefit and further strengthen the agriculture. But at the moment right now, the agriculture is under attack. It's not been given enough priority by politicians. A lot of lip service have been paid to the sector. You have a lot of people who they don't have extensive knowledge in the agriculture sector, but they're making policy and legislative decisions and negotiating on behalf of farmers. Farmers are not being consulted.
The economic partnership agreements are a set of trade agreements being negotiated by the European Commission, and it's being negotiated between the African, Caribbean, and Pacific states. When these agreements come into place, that you will have a free-for-all, or what we say, one shoe fit all, one size fit all. It means, therefore, that producers in the English-speaking Caribbean will be open to the same kind of competition that producers in Europe are open to. The major risk that the EPAs pose to this region is to, first of all, the banana sector, and secondly, to vegetable producers. Without any sort of traditional protection, we can have the market flooded from imports, or as the term we use in economic circles, we can have a lot of dumping. The Caribbean at this stage seems to be more advanced than the other regions. I'm speaking about Africa and the Pacific countries. And these other regions are very concerned of how fast the Caribbean will move to that deadline. We definitely are not ready for the end of December. And to expect an agreement in operation by early January 2008 would mean disaster for us. Now, the reality is that if such an agreement is allowed to be concluded by the end of this year, it means that Caribbean people are going to wake up in January 2008 overwhelmed of the realities.